Hey there, welcome to my podcast. I'm your host Roz, owner of Roz Chandler Fitness, and I'm so glad you're here. This is the podcast where I chat to local inspiring women, share insights and have real conversations. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or you've been with us from the beginning, get comfortable, grab your favourite drink and let's dive in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of the podcast. So hello, I'd just like to introduce to you Tracey, who is a local reflexologist. Welcome. Thanks, Tracey, for joining me today.
Hi, Roz.
Just to start off with, why don't you introduce yourself and let the listeners know a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, that's great. My name's Tracey and I run my business is Tracey Andresen Reflexology. I've been a reflexologist since 2010, so that's coming up to 14, nearly 15 years.
Wow.
I trained in reflexology when my younger son went to school because I wanted to have something that I could do from home. And I just thought, with two kids and school holidays, I thought, let's do something from home. And it's just taken off from there, Roz. I did have a part-time job I used to run alongside the reflexology. But a few years ago, after COVID, I decided I'd had enough of that. And I'm just going to do full-time with my business. And it's great. I love it. Reflexology is obviously, as you know, it's to do with the feet, but you can also do facial reflexology, hand reflexology. I would say 90% of my clients come for feet reflexology. And then we can also do face and feet or face, hands and feet. It really depends on what you want. Reflexology, what I believe or what reflexology is, every part of your foot is a map of your body. Yeah. So we work holistically via the feet to bring you back into homeostasis or bring you back into balance. And if you've not had a reflexology, you just need to try one because it's great. And all you need to do is take off your shoes and socks and lie on the couch and go to sleep for an hour.
That sounds like heaven. I must book in. Let me know when you got a spot.
Yeah.
So what were you doing before that then? Was it anything in that sort of field or? No,
I was in the corporate world. I started my career with banking, and then I moved to Henley-on-Thames, and I went to investment banking. I went to investment house in Henley. And then we moved over to Munich for 7 years, and I worked for an investment bank.
Wow.
So when we came back, we were running a limited company, so I was helping my husband with that. And then my part-time job was with HR and finance. So yeah, I've always been in the, should we say, the corporate world?
Yeah.
And the reflexology started as, my son was going to school, but a bit of a hobby as well.
Yeah.
I've always loved things. Alongside my banking job, I did do a beauty specialist diploma when I was 20. So I've always had an interest in the holistic side of life.
Right,
but
yeah.
You do get tied up in a job. And then when you read, and I find if you're in a career, you tend to stick to it. Yeah. It was only when, I had kids and I thought, what do I want to do?
Yes.
Yeah. And I thought, that's what made me think, I'm not going to go and be a reflexologist. I don't know why I suddenly decided on reflexology. I think I just thought, I fancy that. And
right.
It was the right thing for me, Roz. Yeah. I didn't want to do massage or I didn't want to be a beautician. I wanted to be a holistic therapist.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And you're obviously doing very well at it at the moment. And, it shows through that you've got a massive passion for it. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, I do. I love it. It's it's the best job I've ever had.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone who maybe was thinking about, have you got any advice about somebody who might want to change their career and do that sort of thing? Or
yeah, I would say start slowly, go on the course, find yourself a really good course. is the first thing. You can't learn reflexology in a weekend. You can't do it on a day course. You need to have a proper year's course with your anatomy and physiology, so your A&P. And you need to do at least 100 to 120 hours of case studies.
Wow.
Yeah, so then you can actually call yourself a reflexologist rather than someone who does a foot massage.
Yeah, I think that's really good that you've just highlighted that, because I think sometimes in our profession, people can think that it's an easy job to do, and that you just, like you said, maybe just doing foot massages. I do sometimes think with my job, people sometimes think I rock up with my stereo, press play, jump around, and that's all that's involved. But obviously there is a lot of training.
And then and that's just the basic training as I see it. You can then add on. Oh my God, I have much added on. Maternity, fertility, lymphatic drainage, aroma reflex, facial reflex, the hand massages, or the hand reflexology. My list is quite extensive, shall we say, because it's something that I really enjoy. So why would? And also, you take from each course a lot of other knowledge, but so there's a lot that I can add in depending on what people come in and tell me.
Right?
I can think, oh, you know what? I think I'll add a bit of that into this reflex, or we'll do a bit of that on this reflex, or we'll do a bit of that on this reflexology. When I started with my course that, I followed it through step by step. Now I tend to work in the same way, follow the basic course, but add in what we feel. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. Sounds really, really good. So what sort of inspires you to sort of carry on? Because it can be quite full on, can't it, when you're trying to get clients in, and what sort of inspires you to sort of think, okay.
I didn't really, I ran it as alongside a part-time job for many years. So from 2010 until 2021, I was working in the HR and finance job and run the reflexology alongside. And I got to the point where I just thought, do you know what? I've had enough of the corporate world now. And it was scary to go full time with reflexology, but I think I built my base. I built a base of clients, and I thought, you know what? If I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? Yeah. And the other thing that I found was that as soon as I'd made that decision, my time wasn't split between a job and the reflexology. My full-time concentration was running my business.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as we know, you start with an idea, and then running a business is not, you have to be everything, don't you? Social media.
You do.
You have to be the marketing person. You have to be, but your passion is your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. The passion is the reflexology.
Yeah.
And the rest you muddle through, shall we say. There's some things you're good at and some things you're not so good at.
Definitely agree with that.
My marketing skills leave a lot to be decided, and my social media. But hey ho, I give it a go.
Oh no, I always see you pop out your posts, and obviously we're both part of a local networking group, aren't we? Which I think that's brilliant to get us all in a room and get to know people face to face.
I do like the networking, Roz. I think that's really, because you realise that there's the networking, the ones that I go to are mostly women. And you do realise that everybody has the same struggles.
Yes. And it can be lonely, can't it, on our own, looking at
it can be lonely on your own.
Oh my gosh. And then definitely. So what do you kind of do for your own sort of wellness when you're not working really hard?
Well, I do Roz's 15 minutes in the morning.
Do you? Oh, that's good.
I try and do that. I've been doing really well at it. I like to do Monday to Friday. So I get up, I do Roz's 15 minutes, and then I start my day. Saturdays and Sundays, I tend to think, oh, I'll have the day off. So, yeah. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I did your one this morning with the disco. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's plank week, apparently, Roz, isn't it?
We got to challenge ourselves sometimes.
Yeah. I thought, you know what? Maybe by the end of the week, might be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I do enjoy I think that's great because you can just do it from home. Yeah, I mean, and then it's into the day, really, isn't it? I do enjoy, we have a little walking group that we do as well.
Oh,
So
lovely.
a couple of friends and I tried to go out on Fridays and we go walking for a few. We try and do our 10,000 steps. Yeah, so that's good. So that's getting out and about. I mean, mostly like I'm working in my therapy room, or getting my therapy room ready, or thinking about what I'm going to do for my reflexology.
I've been talking to people this week about a to-do list. So are you a to-do list or a to-do list? Because this is something that came up the other day.
I'm very good at manana. I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to social media posting. Oh yeah, I'll do that next week.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so I do like a to-do list. Although it's a never-ending to-do list, I suppose. Yeah.
You have to sort of break it down into categories, and I mean, I was saying the other day, I have to get up, and the first thing I do every morning is write down my to-do list. And I don't always get through it. That's why you were saying I should do a to-do list. Definitely. Tick off put the things down I have done and not worry about the things I haven't done. But
actually, I like that idea. Yeah, I think I might start them.
Definitely. Yeah. So, what's the dream project that you haven't tackled yet but would love to?
Yeah, I mean, I started with my reflexology. I went on a traditional Chinese medicine pregnancy course, which was adding in some of the traditional Chinese acupressure points and learning about meridians. I'd like to go on there's one that the lady does in Bath, and it's a 5 elements reflexology.
Okay.
So that dives more into the depth of the Chinese side.
Wow.
So, I mean, that is on my list to do. Yeah, I'd like to dive more into the traditional Chinese medicine side and the more of the acupressure points and all that. I have a few that I use on the feet from the pregnancy one, and I did the moxibustion course, which is also to do with the traditional Chinese medicine. That's a herb called mudwalk. I wanted to see if I could turn breech babies, basically, Roz, with this herb.
Wow.
So yeah, and that gave me even more of the pressure points that you can use for things like menopause and things like that. And but I'd really like to do the full course. I think I've had a little dabble at the 2 courses with the moxibustion. So yeah, and if you know anybody's got a breech baby, send them my way. Yeah.
Sounds amazing though.
Yeah, and I also I really enjoy the traditional side of so I've got the traditional reflexology, as I call it, and the TCM side of the reflexology. And I think I'd like to dabble a bit more on that side, maybe go on the 5 elements course and learn a bit more on that side of things.
Fabulous. It's always good to have a goal, isn't it? Something else to sort of work towards, definitely. Yeah. So I've been asking all my guests, just for a bit of fun, 3 quick fire questions. So here we go. You ready?
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
And your favourite travel destination?
I would say Copenhagen because my husband's Danish, so we go there a lot. Yeah,
lovely. I've never been, but that's somewhere on my travel list to go. That's on
the bucket list.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If our listeners need to get hold of you, where would they kind of find your details? Are you?
Yeah, I have. I'm on Facebook and Instagram under Tracey Andresen Reflexology, and I also have a website. Which is www.traceyandresenreflexology.co.uk, which has got all my details on.
Lovely. Well, I do need to book in with you. I think I'm going to have a chat with you about that once we finish the course. Once we finish.
Come around on.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, look after your own well-being,
Yeah.
because you always look after all of ours with your exercise and tips, and drink water.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Tracey, for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really learned a lot, and I hope our listeners have too. And thank you ever so much, and I'll see you soon.
You will, Roz. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for joining us. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Look out for our next episode, where I will be chatting to local milliner Carrie Jenkinson. See you soon, and as I always say, deep breath in and you're done.